Okay, welcome once again to my YouTube followers, friends, and visitors. This is just a quick update, NBA update. We now have Marc Gasol going to the Los Angeles Lakers. And I want to tell you, this is a good pickup. For there are some people who really didn't like the move and were questioning the move, but it's really a good pickup. All right. There were a lot of positions, that were being upgraded. Rob Pelinka was doing a very good job of upgrading in every area. But I was concerned about what happened with Dwight Howard, because Dwight Howard was actually, as you can see, as the season went on, he was the better choice over McGee. He was the better choice, and he eventually started to start in some games, and we saw how effective he was against the Joker. So I was very concerned about losing Dwight Howard, and we were able to keep McGee and lose Howard when I was hoping it would be the opposite. Even though I like JaVale McGee for his excitement, his motivation, his wanting to be on the Lakers, and his media coverage and things that he was doing, I wouldn't have minded keeping him, along with Howard or a different center. But we wind up losing Howard and keeping McGee, which really weakened our center position. Because unless you're a stretch five, you really need to have some weight if you're going to be a center. Holding down the paint, making your presence felt under the rim. You need to have some weight, and JaVale didn't have enough weight for that. If he was a 3-point shooter, a stretch five, JaVale McGee would have been great to keep. But the better stretch five, those are the ones that can do both. They can hold their weight under the rim, and they can shoot threes. And so both JaVale and Howard, they were incomplete. All right. For instance, Dwight Howard could hold his own under the rim, but he wasn't a stretch five. He wasn't really known for shooting threes, so he couldn't stretch the floor. And then JaVale McGee, well, he has some past experience of being able to shoot threes, but he can't hold his weight under the rim. He's good for blocking shots, but other than that, so each one was one dimensional, not two dimensional. And in today's game, you need a center that's two dimensional, that stretch five. And so that's what made Jokic so dangerous, because inside you could hardly move this guy, and he's tall, and on the outside he could shoot. So that made him very dangerous. The Nuggets, it was pretty rough, but Dwight made up for that, so Joker couldn't go inside and do his work, what he usually does. On the outside, well, we have our people on the outside to compensate, such as AD and others, to compensate for him shooting on the outside to try to stop that. So it had to be teamwork in order to stop that. So with the loss of Dwight Howard, I was really concerned. I was really concerned about, well, who's going to hold down the paint? Who's going to do that? I was very concerned about that. And there was another Laker fan that said, defense is by committee, a team effort, and so we'll figure it out. For me, that would take too much out of the team. We don't want AD doing that work under the hoop, under the rim. So I was really concerned about that position, especially after losing Dwight Howard. But even Dwight Howard's one-dimensional. He wouldn't stretch the floor. He would clog up the paint. So it wasn't a complete solution. So each one was one-dimensional. That's why we needed both of them together, as they were saying, Dwight Howard and stuff like that. We needed both together in order to complete what we were looking for. But here with Marc Gasol, we have two rolled up into one. We have the weight, we have the big body under the rim, and he could shoot from the outside. So even though he's older and people are saying, he's old and he's slow, well, so was the Joker. He was slow, but yet see how effective he was. And even when we talk about Zubac, he looked up to Marc Gasol. Marc Gasol also, he knows how to shut down Embiid. He's the guy that we needed as a solution for those big centers that we didn't know how to deal with. Dwight Howard, again, one dimensional, and in order to weaken the effect of Dwight Howard, all they needed was a stretch five, pull Dwight Howard out to the middle of the floor, and then he's not effective in the place that he's usually the most effective, under the rim. So Marc Gasol was a good solution, for that. He can go outside, inside, wherever the center wants to go. He's going to be effective. You see. So that was a great pickup, a great solution. And as far as him being slow, like I said, the Joker is slow, and yet you see how effective he is. And so even trailing on the defense, when they're trying to get back, it's not really as much of a concern because if we can be fast in transition, then we can score very quickly. So it's not really totally necessary that he gets back in transition as quickly as possible, because let's say we get a stop and then we could throw it down and he could shoot a three. So there are solutions. And also remember, he most likely won't be a starter. So we put him in when we need him. Okay, so when we don't need him, we're playing small ball, which is not as small as the Houston Rockets were playing. So we have a big small ball, which can even work with any lineup from any team. So we only put in Marc Gasol when we need him for certain matchups, and so it'll work out. It's the best. It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade on Dwight Howard. From Dwight Howard, it's an upgrade from JaVale McGee. Even though we enjoyed having them with us during the run towards the championship, and they contributed. Both contributed. Of course, Howard contributed more than JaVale, but they both contributed. JaVale was good for blocking shots. That was his main contribution. Towards the team. All right, so that's just a quick update. Marc Gasol is now a Laker, and the team is really coming together. I think now we have a very, very, very good, strong shot at repeating this year. Hopefully everything, we develop the chemistry playing together, and the season goes without much, hindrances from, COVID, the virus and so forth. Hopefully that won't interrupt the season again or create any major disturbances, with that. Okay, so that's an update. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to subscribe and to share. Okay, but enjoy your day and spread the word. Lakers, Rob Pelinka is putting it together. And this, he always makes the best of what is available. And that's just what he did. Enjoy your day, and thanks for tuning in.